So tonight's class is on letting go of anger, and there's different, I was going to say, there's not different forms of anger. Anger is anger, but I think there's different degrees. You know, there's different degrees of anger, isn't there? Right from loathing and hatred, despising, you know, those sorts of states where it's like the anger has got deeply inside of us. It's like it's stained our mind, and it's very easy to go back to and embellish and get worse. Hard to let go of. It's not impossible to let go of. You know, established in my own mind where I've had, I suppose it's a bit difficult to admit to, I suppose, but some hatred, you know, if that's the right word. Bitterness. I think bitterness is probably a better word. You know, I've had some bitterness, and I've worked on it and worked on it and worked on it in that relationship with methods, and it's fine now. My mind, I say it's fine, my mind doesn't go back to it anymore. So you might find that your mind goes back to stuff that you're bitter about, if you have any, things from 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago. Won't be 40 years for you, Dave, because you're not old enough, but it can be, you know. I expect as we get older, it can become 50, 60, 70 years we go back to things. And we increase that staining, that embedment every time we go back into it. And we're meditating on this person, and they get annoyed with us, and you know, we get angry with them again. They don't know we're doing it. They've got no idea. They might not even be alive anymore. Some of those people we don't know. All we're doing is causing ourselves suffering with those things. We're trying to solve it. Our mind is trying to solve the problem by fantasizing about beating them up or giving them harsh words or whatever it might be. Giving them a good kicking in our fantasy. And then you've got down the scale, you know, you've got strong anger towards people who've done things that are totally out of order, like people who are just selfish or jealous or cruel. You know, there's people out there who are not nice. There's people out there who've got agendas that are really quite dark. And I'm not tonight talking about those kind of anger, that kind of anger either, where, you know, the fact is somebody's wronged us. Somebody's done something that's really bad, and it's either premeditated or they did mean to be selfish to our detriment. I'm not talking about those. We can do those another week. So the ones that I'm talking about are further down the scale, where we're a bit peed off, we're a bit annoyed, and if we're not careful, that annoyance for that day could keep coming back, and it could spoil our whole day, destroy our whole peace of mind for that day. And it makes us boring, because we're going to tell other people about it. Yeah, do you know so-and-so? There's a white van up my bumper. He would not leave it alone, right? All the way from Tesco, all the way to... Boring, isn't it? For somebody else to listen to. We've all done it, but it's really boring for somebody else to listen to that. And if they're nice, they'll be like, oh, yeah, it's terrible. But you know, inside they're thinking... So we all get that. Or, you know, even if they're compassionate, they might be thinking, yeah, but it's a bit dull. So... but it's not to us, it's really important. It's essential that they hear this. You know, essential that it's on the Woking Herald for that night. It's that sort of thing that I'm talking about tonight, that sort of thing that we can address in meditation. And we can go through all the different scales of events that cause us anger. Now, anger fundamentally occurs when we don't get what we want. We can look at any situation where we get angry, it's when we don't get what we want. Check if that's true for yourself after the class, if you like, and contemplate it. But essentially, when we don't get what we want, we get angry. And one of those things that we want is we want respect. We want respect, and we want to be considered. So if something is, we feel disrespected, then it can make us angry. And it may be somebody that we don't know, or somebody we know very, very little about. It can still spoil our day. So we can nip that in the bud. And there's a few. I'm actually not teaching anything tonight that's not probably you may have already come across, but it's a matter of trying to embed it into our life, embed it into our way of our toolbox for coping, for keeping a more peaceful mind. So we'll do it. I'll guide you through the body relaxation and the breathing meditation that we do regularly, and then I'll mix in some meditation on letting go of anger. Please bring your awareness to the room that you're in. Bring your awareness to your body. This is a way to bring the mind in, settle it in. If there's anger there now, just note it. I say just, it's not so easy, but we can note it. We are not that anger. So there's a space between it and us. We're not that anger. Just like we're not the chair at the other side of the room, there's space between it and us. And we keep breathing. Now we bring our awareness to our mind. Watch thoughts. Your mind will tend to wonder if it's busy. You just come back to now when our mind pops back into the moment, we have infinite possibilities of what we concentrate on. And we need to come back to the thoughts. This exercise of going from anything to the one specific thing, amazingly, this brings peace. This action brings peace. As long as the thing we bring our mind to settles it down. And watching our thoughts settles, because we're not our thoughts. Please just watch your thoughts again. Any next thought we have, we can't control. We can't know what's coming up next. And any one of them has the capacity to disturb our peace. But only if we're not mindful. going to bring our awareness to our feelings, so somewhere inside the body. You will have, very likely to have, a sensation that feels physical but isn't, a sort of tension, a lightness, a tightness, a flutteriness, a heaviness, a lightness. This is where the feeling will be. And in my experience, it's always down the middle-ish. You may find it's different, but it tends to be down the middle, down the centre of my abdomen, somewhere near the top of that, near the throat or near the chair seat, which is a polite way of saying the bum. Somewhere between those 2 points, usually there's feeling. So I'll leave you for a little bit to bring your awareness down into your body, allow it to be in there, keep breathing, and if your mind wanders away, come back. And when you find the current feeling, just watch it. This brings peace, no matter how uncomfortable or comfortable this feeling. This watching brings peace. Feelings are not right or wrong, any more than the colour orange is right or wrong. We're not told that. We're taught that certain feelings are wrong, especially if our parents, our caregivers, our guardians, our teachers couldn't be around a range of their own feelings. They wouldn't be able to be around the same thing in you, and they will have told you that that feeling is wrong. That simply is not true, any more than a flavour is wrong, or a colour. So you've never been bad or wrong for having any of the feelings you've ever had. You're not your feelings, because we just watched them. The watcher and the observed object can't be the same thing. So you're not your feelings. So you've never been an angry person, you've never been a jealous person, you've never been a selfish person. You and me will have had these things said to us, but they're not true. They don't stand up to any investigation. So in that regard, we're clean as a whistle. The actions may have been unpleasant, cruel, hurtful, whatever it is, because we may have indulged those feelings and thoughts. But we are not that feeling. Now we're going to relax the body. Please bring your awareness to your face. Let your face muscles relax. around your eyes, your brow, your lips, your jaw. And bring your awareness now to your left shoulder. We scan all the way down the arm to the fingertips. Where you find any tension, let it go, let it relax. And the same from the right shoulder all the way down. Give your limbs a break, a total rest. Now the same from the left hip. We scan down all the way down the thigh, the calf, the foot and the toes. And bringing the awareness now to the right hip, which we notice just happens automatically when we wish it to happen, when we have the intention for it to happen. Our attention moves to the right hip, and we scan all the way down. Tension, tightness, loosen off. We've relaxed our limbs, our face. Now we're going to relax our shoulders and our neck. Imagine all the pressures go. Imagine a space around you of about 1 meter, all around you. Are there any problems in this meter? Or closer if it works. A little space around you. There are no problems. Recognize that you're in this space of no problems physically around you. And that goes all the way through you as well. And let your shoulders and neck just be part of this space and relax them. The space around your shoulders and your neck, there's no problems. Not at all, just space. Let them relax into this space. Now, we're going to do some black breathing, which comes from my Tibetan Buddhist background. It's a nice way to relax the abdomen. So if we imagine black smoke swirling around inside of our body cavity, bound up in it is our anger. Black smoke swirling around inside of us, and bound up in it is our anger. And with 3 nice steady deep out breaths, we visualize this black smoke billowing into the distance, and with it goes the anger, past, current and future. Notice if a bit of your mind wants to hang on to the anger or not. And then after the 3rd breath that takes away the anger and the black smoke, imagine your whole body is clear and free of anger and potential for it. It may be comfortable, it may be a strange feeling, it doesn't matter. We're just trying on this view. And now we're going to visualize golden light coming in through our nostrils as we breathe in. Breathe in normal, allow your breath to come all the way down. Relax your chest and your abdomen, and let your breathing be deep and natural, deep and restful. Keep your mind alert. As you breathe in sparkling golden light, as you breathe in, imagine this sparkling light starts to pervade your body and your mind. And mixed with it is tender kindness, the kindness that understands the pain you've been in due to your anger and the things that have happened to you. Soothing, caring kindness mixed in with this sparkling golden light. Imagine it comes in, starts to spread through your heart, your head, your limbs and the space of your mind. There's an endless supply of love in the universe. It doesn't run out, it increases. Whenever we develop love, it increases. Don't shortchange yourself in this meditation. As you breathe in, imagine a huge amount of love comes in this sparkling light, a huge amount of fondness, tenderness. Spreads around your heart, your head and everywhere else. If you feel you're limiting the love, just put that to one side if you can. Just try to put that to one side and really go for it as an experiment. Crank up the amount of love you feel you're breathing in. We all deserve love. We are all valid recipients of love because it's unconditional. It doesn't matter if there's guilt or we've done things wrong. It's unconditional love. I don't think we can really comprehend what unconditional means sometimes. There's no resistance. There's no unfit recipient. And now, just stay with this feeling of love, whatever you've got. Just allow it to be here. Give it full permission. If it helps, I give it full permission. It's okay for you to feel love. It's okay for you to feel humongous amounts of love. It's okay. We don't need to hold it back. We can let it in. If your mind wanders away, just come back to this feeling. Love doesn't come from a person, it comes through a person. We don't really know where it comes from, like any other feeling or thought. We don't know where they come from. We don't know where they go to. We can make beliefs up about where love comes from this person or that person, or God or Muhammad or Vishnu or Bobby Charlton, whoever it is. We don't know. But we know it's here. And that's what really matters. It's what we do know, that it's here. So it doesn't come from our mum or our dad or our brother or our sister or a friend. It comes through them. If there's a blockage, it doesn't come through them. But it can come round them. It can come just from wherever it comes from into our heart. If there's been a blockage, love in your life from any of your relatives and friends, it can come around them. Just finds a different conduit, a different way through. It comes to our heart. You're just as worthy of love as any other living being on this planet, no less worthy. No more worthy and no less worthy. Because love is unconditional. Totally. Okay, now we've prepared our mind, it'd be nice to meditate on letting go of anger. So we don't know what's in other people's minds. We don't know what their circumstances are. We don't know what sort of day they've had. We've all had bad days. We've all done things that we regret and that are mean and cruel, particularly when we were younger. we've done things that are selfish, that we're not proud of. And so do other people, so have other people. And this unconditional love allows it all. So I'd like you to think about somebody who's upset you recently, or not necessarily recently, but somebody who's upset you and it's been in your mind recently. I'd like to think, what does this person have in their life? Do we know? Maybe they're having a terrible time. Maybe somebody's just died in their life. Maybe they're carrying around the sort of burdens that you carry around and you understand, and the pressures and the stresses. Maybe from all of that, they weren't really even thinking about you. They weren't trying to hurt you or disrespect you. Maybe they just weren't thinking. Maybe their mind was caught up in their troubles and their sadness and their hurt and their pain. So we can consider this as a tool when we think about people who've peed us off, upset us, hurt us. Not the deep, painful stuff, but the stuff like somebody who knocks our shopping trolley or gets too close in the car. Maybe they're worried about getting to a relative, or they've been shouted at by a boss just before they came out of work. They're in mental pain. So I'll leave you for a couple of minutes to contemplate a specific situation, and that in that situation we don't know what was going on for them. We allow the possibilities that we don't consider normally, and this can soften our heart and let go of the anger. Because maybe it wasn't about us. We allow consideration of the other person's possible circumstances. And then when that moves our heart a bit, softens our heart, we can just breathe and let go of the anger, because maybe it has no basis that we thought it had. We're not diminishing, we're not dismissing, we're just relaxing into what's possibly the case, letting go of it. Okay, before we come out of meditation, we can dedicate the peace we've created and the wisdom recognizing that we don't know what's going on. The idea is that wisdom is somehow knowing things. Wisdom is, to a greater degree, knowing that we don't know. Very liberating recognizing the extent to which we don't know. So this kind of wisdom we've been developing tonight, and love and concentration and mindfulness and forgiveness. Beautiful states of mind. When it feels comfortable, just gently allow your eyes to open and bring whatever sense of stillness you have with you to enjoy. Thank you.